Hello and welcome to another episode of the Voices of AUSMUN, the official podcast for the AUSMUN 2026 conference. My name is Adli Nabulsi, I'm Deputy Director of Media, and our guest for today is Khaldoun, the Director of Logistics. How are you, Khaldoun?
Hello, I'm good. How are you? How's everything?
Good, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Khaldoun. I'm the Director of Logistics for AUSMUN 2026, and some fun facts. Currently studying computer science. I'm in my senior year at AUS, the College of Engineering. And a fun fact about me is I've only been a delegate one time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. How does it feel being a senior?
It feels lovely. No, it is nice. The experience has been really wonderful. I've enjoyed the college experience like insanely. And while it is stressful every semester, like the exams, the work, the midterms, like there's that feeling, but there's also like, I don't like it how it quickly it's going by.
Yeah, time flies fast.
Very fast.
So Khaldoun, when did your MUN journey begin?
So my journey started with that one delegate experience I told you about earlier. And actually, I brought something here for you guys as well to specifically answer this question. So these are all of my AUSMUN lanyards. And they like summarize my journey pretty well. And I had to dig deep for these, by the way. Like I spent a good 30 minutes looking for them. So I started as a delegate in 2022. I was South Korea for UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Super fun. My first and only delegate experience, and I ended up getting Best Delegate, the award. Mostly because I am a little bit of a political nerd. I do like politics, geography, all of that. Yeah. On the side though, ended up going with computer science, but it's fine. And then the rest are just, my organizer experiences. In 2023 was my first year in uni. I joined as, I think it's one of these external relations. And then I enjoyed the work, but I felt as though I was more suited for logistics, which is why the year after that, 2024, I shifted to the logistics team as organizer. And then this year, 2025, earlier in February, I was deputy director of logistics. So yeah,
now you're the director of logistics.
And now we've come far, the director of logistics.
I'm sure these lanyards bring a lot of memories because you had a lot of experiences in AUSMUN.
They definitely do. Like when I kept finding like, okay, the 2023 one, the 2022 one, I was like, whoa. Because this basically is like 4 years of my life summarized in just like a couple of papers.
Wow.
It is very crazy.
Yes. So what does AUSMUN mean to you personally?
It means a great deal. I do remember like the impact that was left on me was in 2022 when I was a delegate. I was a senior in high school, and this was kind of my first experience because back then like my school didn't do MUNs. It was me and my friends that like we kind of registered alone, and we went through this alone just for the vibes, having fun, trying it out. I didn't have any expectations in mind, but then the experience, seeing the different people, meeting many different, not just the delegates inside, but also the friends outside of the committee, it shocked me. It showed me how social and out there I can be, and that kind of shifted my perspective a lot. I was very introverted in high school. I didn't, I was just in my shell. I wasn't, reaching out to people. I wasn't very like comfortable with the idea of meeting people, talking to people. But then MUN was very like, funnily enough, kind of that like breakthrough where like, oh no, you can actually talk to people, put yourself out there. You can say this, you can say that. So that impact, like ever since my delegate experience, I kind of just settled it in. And then the organizing part came as just loving organizing, loving the chaos that AUSM, like I called it chaotic good or good chaos because it's just so much fun to do.
That's really nice because one side of AUSMUN is all of the serious stuff, committees and everything, but another side is the connections you make, the friends and the fun. So yeah. So what's your goal for this conference? What are you expecting?
Okay, so being at the helm is way more different than being like a deputy or an organizer because you get to see like the decision-making process, which is very like nice, sometimes overwhelming, but very nice. Because decisions you make will ultimately like affect the conference, I think, okay, so expectations-wise, I don't know what to expect. I know it'll be fun. I know it will be chaotic in a good way. This year we're gonna have 1,200 delegates, so that alone is like surprise. But but like there's definitely a lot to be seen, and goals-wise remain the same. Holding a high quality up to par conference, making sure that all the delegates enjoy it and get a good experience out of it. And then also for organizers, meeting the same goal where they're doing like something they enjoy and have fun by the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the logistics team like deal with a lot of hard situations during the conference. So can you think of any moment where your team really had to step up?
I can think of a lot. I can think of a lot. But before I answer, I want to ask you a question. I don't know if this is allowed on podcast. It's my first podcast ever. But I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead. Yes.
What was like, same question to you. So what is like the most interesting thing you had to deal with when you were an organizer?
So I felt like, because actually last year was my first time ever participating in AUSMUN,
Nice.
and it was as an organizer, and now I'm deputy director. So yes,
Good.
thank you. So I feel like one thing I really enjoyed last year is how we communicated with each other. So I was on the social media managers team. We were in side committee sessions to take different videos and photos from inside the committee, and what made the conference succeed and like in terms of media is how all of the organizers communicated together and made sure that we coordinated with each other to ensure that we get coverage from all around the conference. So
that's nice. That's really nice. Likewise, I would say definitely like organizer communication was a big part of it, but also another part was being quick on your feet. I remember this 2025 conference, it's hard to like kind of keep, because last year, no, it's not the last year, it's still the same year, but the last conference, you had to be quick on your feet. If there's like an issue that, because no matter in logistics, like you can plan for a million days, but still something would pop up that like, you weren't really keeping in mind. One of those, for example, was in the student center, our community center for students. In the basement, we have a supermarket, the co-op. So we remember students were like crowding and running in, delegates during the break.
That's crazy.
And the co-op staff were like, help. They were like, up like help signs, please. And so the team, we kind of had to like set up kind of a perimeter. We thought on the spot, set up a perimeter, control the flow of people in and out. To not have the staff hate us at the co-op, but also to make sure like things weren't getting out of hand.
Yes.
So there are definitely those moments where you have to like be quick on your feet, do this.
You have to act on the spot. You don't have time to think.
Because you think, okay, I can like call my direct supervisor or my director or my deputy or whatever. But no, sometimes you can't like afford the time, so you have to do it on the spot and be done with it and make decisions. Yeah.
Yes. So what do you think about your deputies?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. So I have 3 deputies, wonderful, amazing deputies, Umar, Hamza, and Yasin. The selection process honestly came down, like during the choosing my deputies, it came down to those last conference who worked hard and like crushed it in their role as organizer. And those 3 were literally the definition of that. So they're wonderful people. Getting to know them more as we work and meet and collaborate has also been fun. I know they're all up to the task, and if for like whatever reason, let's say there's an incident and I'm not there, I know they can like handle it pretty well and take care of the situation. But yeah, I love my team. I look forward to working with my team.
Yeah, you're lucky to have such an amazing team.
Really, like I think again, not just board as in directors, but board as in deputies. We got lucky. Everyone is wonderful. Everyone is super like welcoming, friendly. And I just can't wait to actually get to like the meat of the work and see how it all plays out.
What does your department do, and why is it essential for the conference?
So the logistics department is one of the core departments for AUSMUN. We kind of handle everything behind the scenes. Like you said earlier, a lot of the work that happens in the committees, that's what the delegate sees, interaction with the chairs, other delegates. But the work, they don't really get to see the work that gets put in behind the scenes. And so anything from, the registration process, from all the way up until like the start of the conference or before the start of the conference, we're hard at work. We prepare the goodie bags, we make sure that allocations are done, there's no contradiction between, okay, this person is getting this country, that person is getting a different country. We make sure that all schools are accommodated for, and just goodie bags, committees, and then during the actual conference we handle just day-to-day logistics of where people are going, where things should be, if there are any emergencies, we're kind of the team that handles that. But just think, I would say like behind the scenes, people don't really get to see us do the work, but there's a lot of work and we are
Yeah,
on
because
top of it.
logistics ensure that everything is perfect on conference day. So this is such an important role.
Having experienced it as a delegate, I know like the standard that needs to be met, like
Yes.
the standard we expect it by like from people, from the delegates, from advisors, and so on, and also the standards we put ourselves on our work. So it is sometimes scary because as logistics we have to make sure like everything is perfect.
It's a lot of work. Yes.
It is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun work that
Yes,
I enjoy.
of course. Yes. So how do you collaborate with other departments?
So thankfully, so I was like, okay, here's the thing. So when I applied for a director, I didn't really think about like the other departments. I was just focusing on like trying to get see if I'll get the job, if everything will work out. Thankfully, it did. And then the second thing that I wasn't expecting was the other directors. The board, which consists of 5 directors, and then the 2, the SG and the Deputy Secretary General. It's some of the most wonderful people on earth. Like, I can't explain to you how fun working with them is. They're some of the most, like, just pure-hearted people, because you would sit with them, laugh, and have fun, and then in a snap, we can get, like, locked and finish the work immediately. So somehow, I literally couldn't ask for any better, because we found this perfect balance of, like, fun vibes, but also, like, serious work. And I think all of them have excelled at their jobs so far. And we have a lot of collaborative areas, especially as logistics, because we do many of the behind-the-scenes stuff. We have to make sure that all the other teams are in tune with us. For example, in media, we make sure that all the printing and all the lanyards and all that stuff is done, prepared, correct. Nothing is misprinted or incorrectly portrayed. With HR, we need to make sure that all the committees are properly labeled, which class is which committee. And then just the fact that we do allocations and we assign people their countries and their committees alone is a big thing that all other teams need to be, always looped in. So I'd say we have a lot of things to collaborate on, and I look forward to even collaborating more in the future with them.
What are you most excited for on conference day?
I'm excited for a lot of things.
Okay.
The thing that I'm fully can't wait for and I'm dreaming about is the first day, right before 1 p.m., which is when the school registrations open, school, individuals, everyone's registrations open. We meet together as a logistics team and sit in one big room and just go recap the main important points, and then we start our day. That moment, I'm waiting for that specific moment when I have the entire team just in front, and I get to say, go, have fun.
That's really nice. So my next question is, how do you feel about being the only guy on the executive board?
Well, it's very the gender breakdowns are very funny, because I am the only guy on the board, not just in terms of student, but also in terms of faculty. It is very, it's so funny because, I don't know, it just happened. As a matter of fact, how do you feel about being the only guy in the media team?
I can totally relate with you. I understand everything, yeah. It's really fun, and it's really, you feel it's really a rewarding experience, so.
But likewise, exactly, I just love the work. Everyone on the board is so wonderful. Funnily enough, my deputies are all guys, which was not planned for.
Yeah.
And so it is funny sometimes you do get these the MUN, but generally everyone has been amazing to work with. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the conference will play out.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel as the leader of one of the largest teams in AUSMUN?
It's definitely, a big undertaking. At first I was kind of just taking it all in. But this hit truly when we had our first team meeting, our first team-wide meeting where all the logistics members were there. And for reference, we got about 95 people, around that number, for organizers
That's
alone.
A huge number.
That's a very big number. The biggest logistics team on record, all AUS students, all hardworking people. So when that meeting happened, it was in EB0001, which is the basement auditorium of HSB. And it was whoa, getting to see all of them just sat there kind of okay, this is now my team, my responsibility. It's definitely could be daunting at first, I would say. But to me, I just have that confidence in the people that I chose, and not just my deputies, but also the organizers themselves, getting to know more about them, talking to them throughout the interviews, or just seeing them around campus. It's okay, I was a little bit scared, but now all of that has been eliminated and my confidence just increased tenfold. Yeah.
Yeah, because also the interview process, I'm sure that it was really hard for you all to work through that. So
The
how do you
interview process, we I think got, so for applications wise, we got something around like 200 something.
Wow.
Which again,
Yes,
largest
it's a
number
huge
of
number.
like
Wow.
crazy number. And then we had to kind of shortlist a bunch of applicants, but then we ended up doing I think between 120 150 interviews.
Oh my God.
Talk about rapid fire. Literally, we had to like schedule them all online, obviously, and we had 10-minute blocks. So 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and each person had 10 minutes because there were so many interviewees, and we had like I think around a week or so to get to everyone, and it was very interesting, but it was fun. And my deputies did a lot of work throughout that week, so thank you, deputies.
Okay, so now we're moving to the next segment of our episode for today, which is the rapid fire questions. So are you ready?
Ooh, okay, let's see.
One word that comes to mind when you hear AUSMUN.
Not so rapid fire. I'll be faster. Fun.
Okay. Biggest conference day fear.
Biggest what?
Biggest conference day fear.
Oh. This is hard. Wait. Committee AC not working.
Okay. What's the first thing you'll do after the conference?
Be sad that the conference finished.
Okay. One thing about MUN that we will overthink too much.
The awards.
One thing about MUN that we will underestimate.
The delegates. You will be surprised by some of these wonderful delegates.
Yes. Opening speeches. Love them or dread them?
Love them if I'm with the team. Dread them if I'm in front of like a large audience that I'm not really familiar with.
Makes sense, yes. Your experience as the director of logistics in one word.
Astounding.
Wow.
Using the
Early morning or late night meetings?
late night. There's always, can I like yap between questions?
Yeah.
Okay. There's always like like usually with directors, you have a morning bird director or like a late night owl director, and I am a late night owl director.
Yeah, this is actually very popular. Like the choice of late night meetings is very popular. All of us do the same.
No, you'll find me like, if you, for example, open like the docs or it's plans that we're working on, very easily at like 2 a.m. you'll find me working on them.
Oh.
Highly likely.
Your coffee order during conference week?
My coffee order, boba based Spanish latte. Iced Spanish
Okay.
latte.
A leadership quality you swear by?
Ooh. Communication.
Okay.
There was a story behind this. Maybe later we'll cover it. Or now.
Okay.
Or later. Okay, do you want to do it now?
Yes.
Because I don't know, like the rapid fire guys, I'm scared. Well, like what if he just hits me with this thing? When I was deputy director in 2025 conference, I was assigned to ushers, which is the biggest like subunit within logistics. I had like 50 something people under me. So ushers, during day one, they make sure everyone goes to the registration desk, to the opening ceremony, to the halls, and then after that, they take them to the committees. And then on day 2 and day 3, they make sure that during the breaks, everyone is, patrolling, making sure that there's peace among the delegates. Social night, closing night, all that. And one technique or method of quote unquote leadership that I found effective was I would always tell people, you want to have a break, completely fine. You need to take just a step back, relax. You want to go eat, you want to check out the vendors or that, I don't mind at all. Just keep me informed. And I told them, as long as you communicate with me and the work is not neglected, I'm fine with that. And it ended up being like such a positive thing where so many people came to me after the conference. They were like, thank you so much. Like, we actually had fun. We enjoyed it because we had that relationship of like, okay, I am going to be accommodating. I value your time and the dedication that you're putting into this conference, but just keep me informed. If you want to do this, do that, completely fine. Just tell me. So that way I can, maybe assign someone else or figure like an alternative. But this was such a good approach where logistics members did their work, completed what they had to do, but when they needed that step back or needed that break, they took it, but they informed me, so I made sure everything was set, all the stuff was done.
Yeah, I agree. With communication, everything works perfectly.
Yeah?
Yes.
Really?
Okay, so if you want to swap roles with someone on the board, who would it be?
Ooh, okay. I think, it's a very good question. I would swap with HR. So the current director of HR is Rima Shubair.
Okay.
wonderful director. Fun fact, we did AUSMUN together from the start. We're in the same school, so we did the delegate process together and then like organizer together, deputy together, and now director together, unplanned for. But I think in general, HR has like a lot of potential because they do trainings, they communicate with the chairs, make sure that what happens inside the committee is kind of up to par. I see us as doing everything outside the committee. I see them doing everything inside the committee. And maintaining that standard. Plus, Rima is a wonderful director and has a wonderful team behind her, so definitely like HR, I'd say. But all the members of the board are like wonderful and all their teams seem amazing,
Yeah,
so
sure.
honestly, yeah, anyone.
Okay. If you had to tell something to yourself when you first started AUSMUN, what would it be?
Honestly, I would say have fun. I'm like heavy on people enjoying the conference because at the end of the day, you're doing this for the sake of doing it, just because you enjoy it and you're having fun. And I think that's why I excelled at logistics. That's why I enjoyed being a delegate, because I was just doing it for the fun without being forced to do it. As long as that's always like a factor, I think you will take like a wonderful experience by the end of it.
Oh, that's a really nice answer. Yes. Okay, thank you so much, Khaldoun, for
Of course.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Voices of AUSMUN. See you soon.